Okay, good morning everyone. So today let us begin our discussion on fundamentals of mixed signals and sensors. I am Engineer Oscar P. Organiza, your instructor for this subject. So let us now begin our first lesson. no? So here's the outline of our presentation today. We have the roots of signal, what the signal is, sampling rate and sampling theorem, digital filters and frequency response. No? In roots of digital signal processing, we will study its history. No? Kung paano ba siya na-generate, bakit ito nagamit, paano ito nagamit, saan siya nagamit. No? Yung signal na tinatawag. And the signal itself, uh, let us study its functions, no? Its equations, formulas, no? Kung saan na i-convert natin yung analog signals into electrical signals, into digital signals na nagagamit natin ngayon, no? In various technologies, especially in the field of electronics and computer engineering. No? In sampling rate, sampling, and sampling theorem, we will study the different ways on how we can uh, convert these signals using mathematical formulas. No? We also have here the digital filters na kung saan pinipino natin yung signals. No? For example, yung mga voice kasi natin may mga kasamang noise yan. No? Ito mga noise na to, pag hindi natin nagawa ng paraan or hindi natin ginamitan ng filter, kakaroon siya ng feedback, hindi maganda yung kanyang output. No? So that's digital filters. And the frequency, uh, let us study how frequency is used uh, in the frequency domain, and at the same time, its difference between the time domain. Okay. Okay. So here's the root of DSP. So as you can see, okay, yeah. So DSP or digital signal processing is a distinguished area in computer science by the unique type of data it uses. Signals. So from the word DSP or signal processing, the main source or the data that we're gonna use is definitely signals. No? So in most cases, no, signals originate as sensory data from the real world. No? Sa atin, usually ang merong signal dyan is seismic vibrations, visual images, sound waves, and many more. No? In DSP, no, it is the mathematics naman. No? No? The algorithms and the techniques used to manipulate these signals. No? Sa ngayon kasi, we cannot just tell that signals are signals itself. No? You have to make sure to modify it, no? To improve it, to compress it, no? And to compress for storage and transmissions, to improve images, to improve the quality of images. No? So we use these signals or we modify these signals to improve, to convert various things in the current situation that we have today. Okay, so here's the simple key areas or history of DSP. No? Between 60s and 70s, no, there are four key areas na ginagamitan ng signals. First one is radar and sonar, no, where national security was at risk. No? Usually sa ginagamit ang signal before for security purposes. No? Yan. For example, yung mga submarines, they use sonars. Outside the atmosphere, we use radar. No? Or sa taas natin, we have yung radar na tinatawag. No? Next is for oil exploration, where large amounts of money could be made. Yan. Dinedetect nila kung saan ba magandang source ng oil. No? They use signals to detect kung saan ba meron. Okay? Space exploration, where data are irreplaceable, and medical imaging, where lives could be saved. No? So before, no, yung mga X-ray, they use signals. But today, improved version niya is yung MRI. No? So those are the uses of signals in 1960s and 70s, no? For major areas na pinagagamitan, radar and sonar, for oil exploration, space exploration, and medical imaging. Okay? Today, no? So, in the early 1980s, no? Ito is tinuturo lamang sa mga higher education, ano? Graduate level courses, no? In electrical engineer, sorry. A decade later, DSP had become a standard part of undergrad curriculum. Today, DSP is a basic skill needed by scientists and engineers in many fields. So before, no 1980s daw, it is an advanced subject or course in electrical engineering. But because of the technology, as technology uh, moves forward, it has been transferred into undergraduate level or bachelor's degree in various engineering courses. Kasi basic skill to daw ito ng mga scientists and engineers in many fields. Again, kung dati electrical engineering lang may DSP, ngayon meron na sa electronics communications, computer engineering, much better pa sa meron din sa electrical engineering yan. No? Anything that is that any fields, engineering fields that uses signals. No? So as you can see in the image sa right side, no, these are DSP has revolutionized many areas in science and engineering. A few of these diverse applications are shown here. So dito nagamit ang DSP, no, as it improves, meron siya sa space, sa medical, sa commercial, sa telephone, military, yan. Let us see kung mai-zoom natin. Yan. In space, no, we can get photographs using DSP, using signals. Iko-compress natin siya para ma-transmit natin ng mas mababang size. No? Intelligent sensory analysis by remote space probes. No? And in the field of medicine, we have diagnostic imaging, CT. Anyway, meron diyang MRI, ultrasound, electrocardiogram analysis. Yeah, sa mga heart rates, heartbeats natin, may mga signals kasi yan. No? Medical image, storage, and retrieval. In the field of commercial, in commerce, image and sound compression, movie special effects, video conference calling. So, yung mga images natin and sounds na ginagawa natin dito, di ba, yung mga OBS, yung CapCut na tinatawag, those are some justifications on how signals are being used commercially. No? Pwede tayo mag-modify ng audio, diba? From original audio natin. Meron lang tayong konting ito-tweak. It's either magiging high pitch tayo or ibaba natin yung isang tweak dun sa audio. Magiging parang big malaki yung audio natin. So that's how DSP is being used commercially. In telephone, no, we can transfer or transmit data, no, and voice and data compression. Kasi, sige, later natin pag-usapan. But the idea here in voice and data compression, if you talk in a channel and hindi siya na-compress, yung sound mo is magkakaroon ng feedback or noise. No? So, pagka nilagyan mo siya ng signal or if you modified its signal, mako-compress siya and magiging mas pino or mas malinaw yung audio. No? Either i-compress mo yung frequency niya, compress mo yung signal niya. No? So that's how signal is used in telephones. And echo reduction, signal multiplexing, filtering. No? In military, no? As we have said before, no? Ginagamit siya sa national security. In military, ginagamit siya sa radar, sonar, ordnance guidance, and secure communication. No? Kasi meron na tayong telephone dito na i-compress mo na yan so we can easily secure its communication using different or specific channels na pwede natin gamitin, no? In industrial, no? In the industry, oil and mineral prospecting, process monitoring and control, and non-destructive testing, CAD and design tools. And lastly, we have the scientific uh, improvement. No, we can now easily detect earthquake, record it using vibrations, di ba? Sinabi natin, seismic vibrations, data acquisition, spectral analysis, simulation, and modeling. So those are the improvements and how signals revolutionize different industries, different institutions in today's era. Yeah, sorry, inayos ko lang yung camera natin. Anyway, so again, here's the uh, next figure, no? Figure 1-2. No? Digital signal processing has fuzzy and overlapping borders with many other areas of science, engineering, and mathematics. So DSP, or the signal itself, is being used in the following. No, oops, sorry. Signals, is being used in different engineering and science fields. In communication, no, especially so communication, magagamit natin siya. Numerical analysis, probability and statistics, analog signal processing. Ito is yung kino-convert mo yung analog to digital form. Decision theory, digital electronics, and analog electronics. So for this subject, we will definitely focus on signal processing, analog to digital, and how signals is communicating with different sensors. Okay, I think some of these key areas we will not use it. No, let us just focus on computer engineering. No, I think the mathematics could be eradicated in our subject. No, so again, here are the overlapping uh, areas of science and mathematics engineering na saklaw or scope ni digital signal processing. Again, we have the communication, the numbers, probability and statistics, analog signal processing, decision theory, digital electronics, and analog electronics. So here, I have already shown the following industries that the DSP have had revolutionized. Okay, so let us now tackle each areas in DSP. No, so DSP and telecommunications. No, so telecoms. No, so talagang itong DSP for electronics, no, kasi they are in the field of telecoms, but because of the more specific side, computer engineering, we have also to tackle this kind of area. No? So anyway, telecommunications is about transferring information from one location to another. So the idea here, from one tower to another, or from one individual to another, is what you call telecoms or communication itself. No? Transferring information from one location to another. This includes many forms of information. For example, we have telephone conversations, no? Yung mga tawag-tawag natin sa mobile phones dati is yung mga telephone, no? Television signals, no? Kung yung mga 90s, mga 90s diyan, 80s diyan, meron tayong mga CRT na TV kung saan ina-arrange natin yung antenna niya sa likod, no? Just to transmit and receive data or signals, should I say, signals, no? Yan, computer files and other types of data. So ngayon, ang signal natin ngayon is not wired na, no? Hindi na tayo gumagamit ng antenna, but we are now using bits or digital signals in a form of digital waveform in such a way na binabasa siya ng computer as 1 and zeros. No? So kung dati, lines, no, channels, and hanggang sa naging television signal siya, no, yun nga, may mga antena sa likod ng mga bahay natin, antena nung sa likod ng TV. Ngayon is nasa computer na in ones and zeros. Okay? To transfer the information, you need a channel between the two locations. No? So yeah, if you are trying to connect with everybody, to make it more technical, to may example tayo dito, no? Ito na lang. If you want to call, no, from Cabanatuan City to the other area, for example, sa iyong bahay, basically, we maybe have a wire pair, radio signal, or optical fiber. No? So, tayo, so using our cell phone, meron siyang tower or radio signal na tinatawag. No? Halimbawa, wala kang Wi-Fi. You just use your SIM. No? Pag tumawag ka, pasok siya sa SIM, sa tower ng SIM owner, for example, iSmart. Then, yung radio signal magbabato sa kabilang tower and i-receive na ngayon ng iyong isang kausap. So that's what you call channel between, yung tower or yung radio signal na ini-emit ng mga towers. Okay? Telecommunications companies receive payment for transferring their customers' information, while they must pay to establish and maintain the channel. The financial bottom line in this line is simple. The more information they can pass through a signal channel, the more money they make. No? So, yun nga, for example, yung PLDT, no? We pay them for the line, for the internet line, for the fiber optic cable na ginagamit nila para makapag-transmit tayo ng data or para makapag-internet tayo, makapag-receive tayo ng Wi-Fi signals. No? So, yun ang binabayaran natin sa kanila. No? Yung mga telecom companies na yan. For example, yung Globe, binabayaran sila sa mga loads nila para makapag-transmit tayo ng message sa channels nila, no? Sa mga signals nila, ay sa frequency nila. Okay? So, yeah, the more information they can pass through a signal channel, the more money they make. Kaya nga meron tayong di ba? Kung gusto mo na mas mabilis na signal, bayad ka na mas mataas. No? Kasi mas nagiging, for my theory and logic, no? Kaya mas malaki binabayaran natin kasi mas malaking channel yung binabayaran natin, no? So that's my logic about that. So that's my theory, no? DSP has revolutionized the telecommunication industry in many areas: signaling, tone generation and detection, frequency band shifting, filtering to remove power line hum. There are three specific examples from the telephone network that we will be discussing here: the multiplexing, compression, and echo control. Okay. And so let us continue our discussion on telecommunications about compression. So, like what I have told you, every uh, analog signals, meron siyang iba't ibang frequencies. And when it's converted into digital format, meron siyang certain output. No? For these examples, mababasa nyo dyan, no? When a voice signal is digitized at 8,000 samples per second, most of its information, its digital information, is redundant. Ibig sabihin, paulit-ulit, or there are some noises and feedback na nandoon sa voice. No? That is, the information carried by any one sample is largely duplicated. Duplicated yung ibang samples doon, no? By the neighboring samples. Dozens of DSP algorithms have been developed to convert digitized voice signals into data streams that require fewer bits per second. No? These are called data compression algorithms. No? So, for example, meron kang voice signal, it generated, for example, is 1 kilobit per second. Sabi mo 10 kilobits or kbs. yung transform converted file or converted output, if kinompress mo siya, mas delete siya, no? The best example here that I can give you is yung sa computer engineering, sa computers is yung WinRAR, di ba? For example, meron kang tatlong PDF file. Each file is mga 220 Mbps. Mbps. Uh, gigabytes, kilobytes. Pag kinompress mo siya, mas liliit siya. That's just the way compression is being explained here. No? Compression is a way to make data or information take up less space, so it can be sent or stored more easily. This means you can send the same information using less space. So that's the idea. No? Kapag meron kang 1 gig, for example, kinompress mo siya, magiging 500. Ganun na lang. When it comes to voice or when it comes to signal, kasi, no? Again, sabi dito, yung mga output niya is meron ng noises and redundant samples. So, if kinompress mo yung signal, kinompress mo yung voice, mas liliit yung size niya and mas magiging pino yung voice signal mo na na-convert mo into digital format. No? Digital format. Okay? So, that is compression. So, how about echo control? Ano naman itong tinatawag na echo control? So basically, again, echoes are a serious problem in long distance telephone connections. Before, no? When you speak, a signal representing your voice travels to the connecting receiver, where a portion of it returns as an echo. Before, if you're talking through a telephone, no, may mga feedback yan, may mga feedbacks, mayroong echo nga na tinatawag, no? So it's like talking to someone in a big empty room, no? So dito sa office now na kung saan ako, since solo ko lang siya, nandito ako sa isang kwartong walang ibang tao, may mga there are voice that bounces off the walls and comes back to you, making it hard to hear clearly. Echo control helps to reduce or eliminate that bouncing sound so you can hear better. Yeah. So dito, I don't know if you can observe sa aking video presentation or sa audio, no? Pag nagsasalita ako, merong small echo na tinatawag na nagba-bounce off the walls nga, no? Yung mga voice signals natin. So, echo control comes in place, no? Ginagawa niya, di ba, kung halimbawa sa mga uh, program sa PC or sa, for example, sa karaoke, di ba? Nakokontrol mo na yung echo doon through signal. Meron kang tinutweak doon na, for example, yung volume niya for echo control. Nire-reduce mo yung echo, nadadagan mo yung echo. No? This echo control is used to make sure that when you're speaking on the phone or in a video call, you don't hear your own voice coming back with delay. It helps make conversation clearer and more pleasant by getting rid of those annoying echoes. So, yung mga cellphones natin ngayon, may mga built-in echo control siya. No? And some other echo controls are being placed through the channel. No? So that's echo control in telecommunications. You cannot hear your own voice coming back. That's echo control from the word itself. Echo control para ma-reduce natin yung echo through through telephone calls. No? So that's DSP in telecommunications. We have again multiplexing. We're in multiple signals are a way to send. Multiplexing is a way to send multiple signals through a single path or channel, so different messages can travel together without mixing up. Hindi maghahalo-halo. No? Next one is compression. We're in from a large size, i-compress mo siya into lower size, so that the data or information can take up less space and can be sent or stored easily. Okay, so that's compression. And echo control is a signal process wherein your voice in telephone lines, no, it modifies the channel, and at the same time The echo control allows you to uh, yung ang voice ninyo is hindi na mag-echo. Okay? So, pasensya na medyo lalo ako dito. Anyway, let us now proceed with DSP in audio processing. Okay? So, audio processing is the method of modify, edit, diba? Sound signals to improve their quality. This involves using various techniques and tools to enhance, edit, and transform audio. It can include removing noise, adjusting volume levels, adding effects, and ensuring the audio sounds clear and pleasant to the listener. No? So, marami tayong audio editor ngayon. No? Marami yan. For example, OBS, no? CapCut, yan, yung mga renowned applications ngayon when it comes to processing of videos and audio. No? So, for example, no, itong output ko ngayon, syempre, ipaprocess ko siya, di ba? Gagawin ko, if there's a noise that I hear, I think I can reduce the noise. I can also adjust the volume levels. For example, yung palang salita ko, feeling ko is malakas na. And pagdating sa output is medyo mahina pa pala. I can adjust it, no? Through signals, no? I-modify ko siya siguro sa CapCut or sa output itself. Taas ko yung volume level niya pero para medyo malakas yung volume ko. Adding effects and ensuring the audio sounds clear and pleasant to the listener. Diba, meron tayong iba't ibang, for example, audio applications. For example, ganitong boses mo, and pagka naglagay ka ng filter, para siyang podcast style. No? So, that's part of audio processing using signal. Okay? Meron modify mo yung audio, yung signal ng voice mo, para nang sa ganun maging clear ang kanyang sound and pleasant to the listener. In the field of music, no, the path leading from the musician's microphone to the audio file's speaker is remarkably long. Digital data representation is important to prevent the degradation commonly associated with analog storage and manipulation. This is very familiar to anyone who has compared the musical quality of cassette tapes with compact discs. I think somebody may nabasa ako. Anyway, when it comes to music, no, kapag ang pinakamagandang example dito yung musician, yung microphone hanggang sa speaker. Again, if you are a speaker, itong mic mo, wireless man siya o wired, no? Kapag malayo yung distance niyan, magkakaroon ng degradation or yung data na may tatransmit mo is magkakaroon ng errors or ng magkakaroon ng problema, no? So in that case, to prevent such degradation, no, we have here a device that we can use para ma-retain yung kanyang uh, quality. For example, pwede kang gumamit ng uh, amplifiers, di ba? Kasi usually, ganun ang setup natin ngayon. May mic, punta ka sa amplifier, you modify, you tweak the sound or the output papunta sa speaker. So yung analog input is converted into electrical signal, digital format through the amplifier itself, no? Para maiwasan yung degradation ng data, okay, or ng signal, no? This is very familiar to anyone who has compared the musical quality of cassette tapes with compact discs. Ito naman, isang example dito is yung binigay dito is yung cassette tapes and compact discs. Yung kasing cassette tapes, if you are familiar with that, no, the longer the longer na nagamit mo siya, nagde-degrade siya. Hindi tulad ng compact discs na ikot-ikot lang, yun lang siya, doon lang siya, hindi siya nawawala. Ngayon kasi yung compact, yung cassette tapes, no, yung quality nila is not just strong as sa compact disc. Kung tingin mo lang yung cassette tape, wala ka na, hindi na, wala nang problema yung, may problema na yung data mo pag ginunting mo. Though, meron din ang magiging problema sa compact disc, but yung quality nila is mas maganda. Okay? So, in relation to computer engineering and telecommunications, na, di ba? If you're aware, sa tinuro ni Ma'am Hilda before, yung UTP cable, if it reaches a certain distance, no, if it reaches a certain distance, magkakaroon ng signal distortion. That's why, before ka umabot ng 100 meters, magkakaroon ka ng repeater, gawa ka ng router, gamit ka ng switch. So, ganyan lang din yun. Pag ginagawa doon sa signal, nire-regenerate niya or mini-maintain yung quality ng signal before i-transmit sa labas. Okay? So, that's prevention of data degradation. Okay? Next one in DSP is speech generation. Speech generation and recognition are used to communicate between humans and machines. Rather than using your hands and eyes, you use your mouth and ears. This is very convenient when your hands and eyes should be doing something else, such as driving, surgery, or firing your weapons at the enemies. Two approaches are used for computer-generated speech, or it is called digital recording. Speech generation is the process of creating human-like speech using computers. It's like teaching a computer to talk by converting written text into spoken words. Yeah. So let us uh, chani-chaniin. Ano ba itong speech generation? Okay? Again, speech generation and recognition is ginagamit to communicate between humans and machines. For example, instead na gamitin mo yung mata, dito, hands and eyes, use your mouth and ears. No? So very convenient to sa pag-drive nga, if you are in surgery or firing. It is, it is what you call ito, digital recording. So, the best example here is itong ginagawa ko, di ba? Wherein I record a I record an audio, may analog into digital, di ba? That's what you call digital recording. From an analog, pag na-receive ni computer, ko-convert niya into digital format and isa-save dito sa PC, that's digital recording. Okay? Speech generation is the process of creating human-like speeches in computers. It's like teaching a computer to talk by converting written text into spoken words. So ngayon, meron na tayong text-to-speech, di ba? Text-to-speech. Yeah, text-to-speech. Kung saan, maglalagay ka lang ng text sa isang input label. Pag pinrelay mo siya, makapagsalita na siya. So, that's ngayon, ano? Pero dito, save mo yung audio mo, save mo yung video mo, and pagdating dyan, meron record na siya. And it's what you call digital recording. Okay? So, that's speech generation. Hindi ko pala nailagay dito yung speech recognition. No? So, dagdag ko na dito yung speech recognition. So, when it comes to speech recognition, you also have, it can also be converted using signals. No? If you are familiar, alam ko familiar kayo ngayon sa mga AI, wherein ginagaya nila yung mga voice, yung mga boses ng iba't ibang actors. No? Paano nangyari yun? So, they collect voices from these actors and actresses. I-save nila, i-compile nila. And then yung kasing signals na na-generate doon can be transmitted and can be stored. No? Then pasok ka ngayon sa speech generation using those data, using those signals that you've been stored, you've been collected, and input mo siya sa isang application, sa DSP, signal processing, tinatawag, you can now generate these actor-like voices, no? Na nakapag, ginagamit for deepfake, di ba? Kasi gagamit Anyway, it's out of our discussion. But again, that's how signals are being processed when it comes to voice. We have speech generation and speech recognition. Okay? Dito sa cellphone, sa mga iba't ibang audio, no? Iba't ibang mobile phones, smartphones. To recognize your voice, you have to, uh, yeah, you have to record your voice. Kung gagawin pa nga natin minsan, merong 100 sentences dyan. Babasahin mo. And si Siri, for example, ma-recognize niya na yung voice mo para pag na-recognize yung voice mo, i-record niya dito, and if you have now the capacity or the capability to let your phone talk for you, no? Kaboses mo na siya, yun, kaboses mo na siya, ay nakasave dito. Kasi na-compile na, na-collect niya na yung data, yung voice data mo. No? So that's speech generation, speech recognition.